Hey, how's it going, Jessica and folks at Dirty Hands? My name is Jack here with Rocket Ship SEO. Thanks for the inquiry and asking us to do a video analysis for you. Here's that video analysis. Now, in the video analysis, what I want to do is kind of highlight what's working for your website, what we need to do to make sure that you show up online when people are searching for art classes and that kind of thing, and how we would go about doing that if we were to tackle this project all together. So without further ado, let me go ahead and get started. So the first thing I did was I actually pulled up your website here in a tool called Ahrefs. Ahrefs allows search marketers like myself to look at the metrics of a website and see what's been working out for you. And so what I can see right off the bat is that there has not been a lot of SEO work done online. Now, nowadays, unfortunately, it's not enough to just have a website and have a nice looking website. And even if you have like a Facebook and things like that, what you have to do is actually make sure that Google can recognize that your website deserves to be at the top of Google, as well as and having all the elements in place that Google is looking for, so that when people are searching up all kinds of keywords that are related to art classes NYC, that you show up at the top of Google. So you beat all the other websites and all the other competitors for that top spot. So in order for us to do that, there's a lot of SEO things that need to be done on the back end of a website. For example, what I can see is that you don't have any backlinks and referring domains pointing to your website. Now, in case you didn't know what a backlink or referring domain is, very briefly, it's basically any website out there on the internet that links back to your website. So in this hands, dirtyhands.work, by a hyperlink. So, for example, if there's a blog out there that's called the artclassblog.com, and they mention you in a new blog post, and they say, hey, if you're looking for the best art classes in New York City, check out dirtyhands.work. And so if the person, and then they post it, and then if a visitor saw that post, and then there was that link that links back to your website and they clicked on it, it would direct them to your website. So just in the fact that that blog out there in this example is linking back to your website via that hyperlink is actually tracked by Google, and Google uses that information to determine how authoritative your website is. And authority in turn has a huge role in how highly you rank for the keywords you want to rank for, as well as how quickly you rank for them. And so we want to make sure that we have a lot of these websites linking back to your website, because it's a factor in Google's eyes in determining how authoritative your website is. So we want to make sure that we have more websites linking back to your website, and we can do that with a series of things, mainly outreach and things like that. So when we go out there and we find other art studios or maybe other businesses in the area that serve New York City, then we can reach out to them and be like, hey, we're an art class. We'd like to be featured here in a blog. Would you be willing to do that? That kind of thing. And so then that way, other websites are starting to talk about you. It's kind of like when people are sharing and liking and commenting your stuff on Facebook, Instagram. We just want to make sure that websites are doing that kind of thing, where they're basically linking back to your website, because that's just a big part of Google's algorithm, right? So our goal here when we're doing this SEO campaign and when we want to work together with you, what we want to do is we want to make it so that you show up at the top of Google for all the different keywords, because nowadays that's how everyone finds businesses and things to do nowadays, right? So when you're looking for the best restaurant, you go on your smartphone, you search up best restaurant near me. Or maybe if you're looking for how to do twerking, how to learn how to do twerking and want to do a twerking class, you search up twerking class near me, right? And so that's the kind of thing that people are searching for, and we actually have tools like this tool, for example, Ahrefs, that lets us work backwards and figure out exactly what kind of keywords that people are searching for into Google, and then make sure that we rank you for those kinds of keywords. So right here I have this new tab, and I did some preliminary search before I made this recording, and I came up with an okay keyword set. I don't know if all of this pertain to what you serve, but here are some of those keywords, right? So painting classes NYC, NYC painting, BYOB painting NYC. And if you see right here this volume basically gives you an estimate of the number of searches per month that people are searching for that keyword. And so you can see 450 people per month are searching for the exact phrase painting classes NYC, and they can just kind of go down the line. So NYC painting, BYOB painting NYC. I think you guys do that. I think you guys do like a wine and painting class. I don't know what painting class doesn't do that. You know what I mean? So that's a great one to rank for. Drawing class NYC, pottery painting NYC, BYOB painting class. And just kind of going down the list. So you can see how if you add all this up, we have a total search volume of 3.7K searches per month. So that is actually a pretty decent amount of searches per month for a studio that serves the local market. And if you can imagine just if you can capture even just half of those people visiting your website, so that's about what, 1900 people, you can see just how much more visitors are going to your website, and then from there actually going to convert into opting in and signing up with you. So that's definitely kind of what we do, and how we go about doing that is things like adding those outreaching and making sure that we build the authority on your website. If we need to, adding a little bit more content so that when Google's website crawlers crawl through your website, they can understand exactly what the website is about, as well as what kind of keywords you should rank for. And then the contact page is good. Hit us up. That's good. And there's a couple of other things that we want to do so that you show up on the on Google for the local searches. So what I mean by that is right now, when I search up art classes NYC, you'll see that this right here, and after these organic searches right here, and by the way, we can beat these guys at the top. It's not hard. This is not a hard keyword. We work with lawyers and dentists, like out in Denver, that are loads more harder to rank for than art classes in NYC. So it's very possible for us to rank you for this kind of keyword. But kind of going back to what I was saying earlier, what we want to do is, on top of making you show up at the top right here, we want to make sure you show up here in the mobile. Because right now I'm on my computer, but if I was on my phone, more likely than not, this would probably be showing up at the top. And especially when you're on your phone, finding this right here is a lot more catchier, and you're going to be able to capture a lot more visitors to your website, as well as phone calls and directions and just straight up visiting your place, than ranking you for right here. So what we want to do is we want to add what's called citations. So citations are basically any website directories that you can submit your name, address, and phone number. Right, Jessica? So when you can submit your name, address, and phone number, what that does is it tells Google that you are a legitimate business that has a legitimate phone number, a legitimate address, and a legitimate location that serves the local area. And so Google can tie your business and your website with the local area that you serve. And so the more citations, the more of these website directories that we can submit your information to, the more you're going to start being found by Google, and the more they're going to give you credit, and the more you're going to start showing up for these three guys. We've done this countless times over and over again. We can make it so that your website shows up here at the top of Google, and that's our goal. Now, the one thing I do want to mention is that I want to have the right expectations with you as I talk to you about this. SEO is one of those things that does take time. It's not something where as soon as we do our SEO work, you're immediately going to rank at the top of Google. It's one of those things where Google will recognize that you're doing some good SEO work, because previously there was no SEO work done, and then they're going to slowly start giving you credit. Okay, so now you might be on the 4th or 5th page for the keywords that we want to go after, and then maybe after a couple more weeks they'll bump you up a little bit more, a few more steps, and then get you maybe at the bottom of the 3rd page, and then the bottom of the 2nd page, and then at the top of the 2nd page, and then boom, as soon as you hit the 1st page is when you're going to get a huge influx of traffic, and then you're going to see a huge ROI in the SEO that you're investing with us. Because statistically, and as I'm sure as you understand from using Google yourself, almost virtually no one goes past the 1st page. Statistically, about 95% of people stay on that 1st page and find what they need to on that 1st page. So it's one of those things where, you know, we're doing our SEO efforts. So you're seeing us move from the 4th page to the 3rd page to the 2nd page, but until you hit that 1st page, unfortunately, the way how SEO and Google search engine structure is structured, you're just not going to see a lot of traffic and a lot of conversions until we hit that 1st page. But like I said, once you hit that 1st page, that's when you're going to see a huge amount of traffic. Now, I'll wrap it up here because I don't want to make this too much longer. If you have any questions about anything I said, I'm more than happy to answer them. I'll leave my phone number as well as my email on there. I can talk about the pricing. I can talk about the time frame. I can talk about any other questions you might have, and I'll be more than happy to answer them. So I'll wrap it up here, and I look forward to talking to you soon. I appreciate it. I hope you have a great rest of your day and week, and thank you.